Hey, welcome back. It's Jason Walter here. As you may already know, House Democrats have introduced a new proposed stimulus bill, and this is called the HEROES Act. This proposed bill is 1,815 pages long. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was going to make a video with all the details about this proposed bill, but after doing my research and reading through the text of this bill, it became very apparent to me that there's no way that this is going to be approved as is. Therefore, I'm not going to be going over in detail about this proposed bill, but I do believe that some form of a stimulus package will be approved, and I'll give you my opinion on that at the end of this video. There have been so many stimulus plan proposals over the past few weeks that it's been really hard to keep track of all of them. For example, there's the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act of 2020, and that would cancel rent and mortgage payments for the remainder of the state of emergency declaration. There's also the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, or the ABC Act, and that provides $2,000 to every single person in America, plus $1,000 monthly until 1 year after the end of the coronavirus crisis. There's also the Emergency Money for the People's Act, and that would provide Americans over the age of 16 with a $2,000 monthly check for up to 12 months. Additionally, there's the Monthly Economic Crisis Support Act, and that would pay individuals $2,000 per month until the third month after the public health emergency is over. And now there's the HEROES Act, and this is more or less a mix of the previous proposals at an estimated cost of, wait for it, $3 trillion. That's 50% more than the CARES Act, and this would be the largest relief bill in U.S. history. Rather than reading you all 1,815 pages of this proposed bill, I'm going to briefly summarize the important aspects for you. If you appreciate that, then please hit the like button and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'd greatly appreciate that. That helps support this channel. So let's go ahead and dive into the video, and thank you so much for doing that. What you're probably most interested about the HEROES Act is the stimulus checks, and it's very similar to what the CARES Act provided. So for example, if you're single earning less than $75,000 per year, you would get a stimulus check of $1,200. If you're married filing jointly, earning less than $150,000, you would get $2,400. In addition, you would get $1,200 per dependent for up to 3 dependents. So a family of 5 would get a stimulus check for $6,000. And keep in mind, this is a one-time stimulus check, not a recurring payment like many of the other proposals. Under the HEROES Act, there'll be protections in place for both renters as well as homeowners. For renters, there'll be a 12-month moratorium on tenant evictions due to non-payment of rent, beginning of when this proposed bill is enacted. For homeowners who are experiencing a financial hardship due to COVID-19, this act would provide a 12-month period for a mortgage loan forbearance. This includes any loans on a residential property of 1 to 4 units. And this is different than the CARES Act provided because they only protected those who had a federally backed mortgage. The lender also must not initiate foreclosure proceedings for 6 months, plus a potential extension for another 180 days. The HEROES Act also more clearly states the homeowner's options at the end of a loan forbearance as follows. You can either defer the missed mortgage payments to the end of the existing term of the loan, or you can extend the term of the mortgage loan. I really love this part about the HEROES Act because this really should have been added to the CARES Act because there's so much confusion about what is going to happen after the end of a mortgage loan forbearance. And if you haven't viewed my videos about loan forbearances and the pitfalls associated with that, I'll leave a link in the description below. In addition, the HEROES Act would provide an additional boost to unemployment benefit claims. For example, the federal boost of $600 per week as part of the CARES Act is set to expire on July 31st of this year. However, with the HEROES Act, they were going to be extending that until January 31st of 2021. To me, this really makes sense to boost the unemployment benefit claims because nearly 3 million people filed for unemployment benefit claims just last week, making the total of 36 million people who have filed for unemployment benefit claims in the last 8 weeks. Additionally, this proposed bill would include a boost in pay of $13 per hour for eligible essential workers. There's even a section to forgive up to $10,000 in student loan debt. Regardless of which side you stand on, the House Democrats have laid out what they feel should be included in the next stimulus package. However, this is just a start of a conversation. So for example, this would be very similar to asking for a pay raise. So if you want to get a $1 per hour pay raise, you wouldn't go to your employer and ask for a $1 pay raise. You would ask for a $1.50 or a $2 raise in hopes to get your $1 per hour raise approved. I don't believe that House Democrats anticipate that this bill will be approved as is. So I do not want to give your hopes up either. That's why I'm making this video. So in my opinion, here's the reasons why it will not get approved. In my opinion, there's far too much that's being asked in this proposed bill. But then again, it is just a start of a conversation with the Republican-led Senate. If the HEROES Act is considered at all by the Senate, then there'll certainly be many revisions ahead of us, and the final bill will look very different than this proposed bill. More importantly, Senate Republicans have already expressed that this proposed bill is dead on arrival. For example, U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell stated the following, and he said, "Forget about the $3 trillion left-wing wish list. Republicans are focused on practical solutions like legal liability protections for medical workers and the schools, universities, and businesses that will be trying to reopen." Additionally, after the HEROES Act was introduced, President Trump responded and said that the proposal is dead on arrival. Nancy Pelosi even stated the following. She said, "We're putting our offer on the table. We're open to negotiation. Here's our offer. Let's see where you are." And she means you, she means the Senate Republicans. Regardless of what stimulus package ultimately gets approved, it's been widely reported that no deal will be reached until after the Senate's recess, which is after Memorial Day weekend. So the earliest that we'll have an approved plan would be June. I stated this in my previous videos, but it's my opinion that we will see another round of stimulus checks, but I believe it's going to be a one-time payment rather than a recurring payment like some of these other proposals. I could be wrong, but time will tell. Leave me a comment below with what you think. Do you think we're going to get another round of stimulus checks? Do you think it's going to be recurring, or do you think it's going to be a one-time stimulus check? Let me know your thoughts below. It seems apparent that Republicans want to open up the economy and do a wait-and-see approach. However, there have been reports that the White House would likely support a new round of stimulus checks, but we will see. Please subscribe and also hit the like button if you like this video. I greatly would appreciate that. Also, I post videos about how this pandemic is affecting our real estate market, so if that's something you're interested in, I invite you to subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.